listening to the Bomb Hole.
Bomb Hole Podcast.
It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for everybody.
The Bomb Hole.
You gonna slide down them big hills, you know what I mean, on the big, nice burgundy snowboard.
Okay, here we go again. Another week of the Bomb Hole presented by Pub Beer, Salomon Snowboards, and Wild Mike's Pizza. Now, Stony Buds, how are we doing this week, my friend?
Doing so good, my dog.
Always love hearing that. Now, to my left, we have Harrison Gordon, a.k.a. Harrison Gore-Tex, a.k.a. the Powder Panda, a.k.a. Mammy Swag, a.k.a. Harry G, a.k.a. Gordy Howe, a.k.a. Gordon Lightfoot. Gordy Howe, what's going on?
Just hanging. Thanks for having me, Chris.
Yeah, you got quite a few nicknames.
A.k.a. Heathcliff.
Nicknames.
I do. I've also had Heathcliff, of course.
Heathcliff, unfamiliar.
The red-haired cat.
Oh, what about, Garfield?
Yeah, Garfield, I think, is more.
Oh, more?
Yeah.
Isn't
Garfield.
Heathcliff red, too?
I think Heathcliff was his buddy, or who's Heathcliff? I forget.
It's
I have no
another
idea
cat.
who that
Probably
is.
the generation before. I'm a little older than you guys.
Yeah, OG Garfield.
OG Garfield.
Yeah.
Buds was born in the 1800s, so it's
That's cool. I was born shortly after. So.
Shortly after.
so you're originally from SoCal, as maybe our listeners do or do not know. And one of the things about living in SoCal is that you can do surf, skate, snow in a day, the trifecta. Now, how do you feel about the trifecta?
I have not been a fan of the trifecta. I always kind of thought it was whack, to be honest. Like, people would always just be barking at me about how they did the trifecta, even before Instagram, before, the big bragging time really started. But now I've actually done one myself. I did bust into one the first day of the season this winter.
Wasn't it kind of an accidental trifecta in a way?
It was more of an organic feel, I guess you could say. I went surfing early in the morning, and then I kind of had a mini panic attack, like, should I go snowboarding thing, which I did then, go snowboard for a few hours. And then late that evening, I slappied a curb. So it wasn't like full on, and also I didn't really publicize it to,
Well, you didn't do a trifecta then.
That doesn't really sound
the
like
whole
a trifecta.
The whole premise of a trifecta is jamming it down your followers' throats that you did a trifecta, like hashtag trifecta. We're going up the chairlift, like, woo, we're doing a trifecta.
Totally.
That's
I
what-
also got to do more than just a slappy on a curb, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I counted it.
Like a
For
I
me.
think it
Counted
counts.
it. For me, I was like, I did the three things, in one.
Did you catch a dope
day.
wave?
It was decent. Yeah.
Decent
It was-
plus.
Yeah, it was decent.
The only people that care about the trifecta are the people doing the trifecta. Just for the record,
I
if
know.
people are wondering when they're doing it, like, the people watching this on my Instagram are really going to love this trifecta. I can assure you we're not.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's, what was cool back in the day, they had that ultimate border contest. I always thought that was kind of cool, where they had like surfing, skating, and snowboarding. And then, they obviously, it doesn't happen anymore, but I kind of thought that was cool.
Who do you think, I do remember that event, who do you think would win that currently in this day and age?
Ooh, that's tough, because we got those younger guys who are good at everything.
Like,
I mean,
Brock's a wicked surfer.
Can he skate well?
Yeah.
That's what the question.
Yeah, he can hit
Yeah,
him.
You know who I
anyway,
got? You know who I got? Mark Mick.
Yeah, he probably can.
Mark Mick probably could do really well, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. There's a few out there who are triple threats. I think Shane Pospisil used to do really well back in the day in the OG ones. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe Judd, too, could do something.
Oh, Hankies is a problem. Yeah, Hankies is a problem. Well, I don't know if any of you guys watch conventional sports, but I'm a big hockey guy personally, and I've always seen the hockey players do sniffing salts right before they get off the bench to kind of get them fired up. I figured, boys, it's the beginning of the show. We got some sniffing salts. Never really dabbled, but I think we should maybe hit one to make sure we have a good show.
We break it in half?
I'm
You
down.
squeeze it. You
just
squeeze it.
squeeze it.
Squeeze the middle.
I need
Does
to
he
get.
have
I
one?
need to
Okay.
get one.
Hand yours over to him.
Oh my God! Woo!
Don't inhale big, dude.
Woo! Okay. Yeah.
Holy fuck!
I feel like I could rip this desk right off the frame right now.
Holy shit!
Wow.
I want to run through my garage door right now.
Hyper-focused.
Yeah.
That's-
Okay.
It feels like
Laser focus. I can still smell it.
Feels like we weren't supposed to smell that.
No.
But yeah, I think it's
what
working.
do we do with it? It's got liquid.
No, you're good. Just leave it there. You can always hit it for a little refresh.
I have never heard of that, but thank you.
No, I have heard of it in like boxing, and someone gets knocked out.
Oh, yep.
Oh, that's what they put under their
The
nose.
smelling salts.
Oh, totally. Okay.
Yeah.
Jump right off the ground, ready to fight.
Yeah, I kind of get it a lot more now.
Yeah, imagine if you were sleeping and we should try that on a trip.
Oh my god, dude! Yeah, just
wait
put
for
it,
someone's totally KO'd 2 a.m.
could happen really easily.
We have a trip where we're all going to be on.
Oh, that's true.
We might want to try to get some
yeah.
footage of that.
That's true.
We're going to Mammoth with Mammy swag.
That's true. We might have to. Hit Hup with that one. He doesn't even know.
Yeah, he just walked
I
out.
know, so that's perfect. I know. He's kind of a lively character, too. It could work really well.
Let's do this.
So,
Blood pact.
one thing I was curious about, you got the nickname Mammy swag. Now, can you explain?
So I've spent a lot of time in Mammoth, and I think, some of the homies like Griffin and also Blake Paul, they really started to hone in on the fact that I like still sag, and maybe my goggles are even kind of low at some points. Really, it kind of comes from like Matt Hammer vibes, and obviously like Gabe Taylor and Grenade homies. Yeah. Shout out to all those people. But yeah, I think that's where it really comes from. And so because I live in Mammoth still, I personify a lot of those things.
I didn't know they rocked the goggles low.
Oh, yeah. Dude, you watch old footage of Matt Hammer, it's like below the ears. It's crazy.
I was thinking at the front. I was like, you only
No,
have
you
so
sag
much
the front, too.
leverage.
You sag it
Don't
both.
you get the gaper gap when you do that?
No, you got to rock the resi low, kind of.
Yeah,
The whole, everything just adjusted.
just a little lower, so you can't really see the nose. But I'm sure there's some great documentation of.
I have seen that.
of this out there.
If you want to watch, like,
California thing.
a great display of Mammy swag, Matt Hammer specifically, would be the Nixon Jib Fest video, the original one. You want to take a look at like upside down dragon goggles strap sagged about as low as you
Upside
can
down
get.
even.
Oh yeah, that was kind of a little bonus
yeah,
Mammy
you can
swag.
flip them.
That's a conscious decision to turn it upside down.
I think it's kind of a cool guy move, and
like
also white balance is also another great reference for
John Jackson.
Yes, but John Jackson also famous Mammy style person. Very famous.
That's a Mammy thing, huh?
Well,
I guess. Yeah.
Might have to rock that next week when we're all out there.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
so we have a guest question, which is presented by Salomon Snowboards from a Mammoth Loke herself, none other than Steffi Luxton. Here we go.
Hey Stone, Chris and Harrison, hope all is going well in the booth. I have a quick question for Harrison today, and it is, if there was a movie about your life, what actor would you get to play yourself? All right, look forward to hearing this podcast and love you guys' work. Talk soon.
Wow.
Great question.
That is a
question.
good question.
One of my favorite questions.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
that's one of our best questions to come in.
For me, it's easy.
Who we got?
Keanu.
Garfield? Oh, Keanu.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's Keanu Reeves.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's a curveball. I don't think
Yeah, I
that's.
wasn't
you
going-
know,
I wasn't going that
who I got for my personal Lebowski.
Lebowski.
John C. Riley was a Griff or no?
Who's John C. Riley?
No, Steffi told me that her answer would be John C. Riley. He's the guy who plays Step Brothers, the other brother that's not Will Ferrell.
That guy's great.
He's hilarious.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I never knew that guy's name.
Another
Guy's
acceptable answer I think that comes to mind, Garfield, the cat.
Great. Yeah, Garfield would
Yeah,
be a great
Garfield
one.
would have been an easy one too. I just kind of always been into Keanu Reeves, like ever since Bill and Ted's.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
True.
yeah.
Griffin said Seth Rogen.
Oh shit, that would be pretty good too. Yeah, I mean, I guess so they're thinking it's a comedy. I guess
Dude, if Seth Rogen played you, that'd be awesome.
I would be honored. Yeah,
But
obviously.
to me, I feel like if I'm looking at a person to play you, your pace, like even somebody threw out, who is the guy that does those new Buick commercials? He's like, I get older, they stay the same age.
Oh,
McConaughey?
McConaughey. Somebody threw out McConaughey.
No way, sick.
That's
a
dude,
good one.
It's like a
Thank
very
you.
handsome man right
Whoever
there.
said that,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah,
But to me, your pace of life is just steady, and it's not
McConaughey
fast.
in that movie.
McConaughey, I think, is just. I think he moves a little too quick sometimes.
In
So-
that movie, he's pretty slow.
He is
Yeah.
slow in that.
he's pretty decisive. It seems. Yeah,
I mean, he's just a great actor.
yeah, he's good.
I bet he would dye his hair red, and
got to sag his pants and wear his goggles low.
yeah,
pretty much that's it.
I think you go animation, you go Garfield, or you go
number one.
This is another point. This is another thing that it could be, Harrison, is you're known as the powder panda, okay? And Griffin explained it to me in the way that your movements are a lot like a panda. If you look at a panda, they're not necessarily moving quickly through life. They're kind of moving at a very Harrison-like pace.
Eating eucalyptus, stuff like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So
hanging in the trees.
Yeah.
Now, I played a lot of 1080 snowboarding as a kid, and there was a little cheat code where you could have a snowboarding panda.
I love that.
And I think your true calling would be the 1080 snowboarding panda. If you guys remember, he had a gigantic head.
I do.
So
I do remember that. Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
I love that game. I like the sound effects a lot too. Just like
180, 360.
180, 360, 360. Like,
Is that what goes through your mind?
yeah,
when
they
you're
never
snowboarding?
once. They like barely, like only a couple times could you get it to say like 720. Maybe. I don't even know if you could. So yeah, I don't know, but I love that game. Good game.
Side question. So if we're doing a movie about your life and we have the snowboarding panda from 1080 Snowboarding is playing you, who would play Griffin Siebert?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm just kind of thinking of like of other comedic actors, but I mean, I think Larry David could be actually a good one.
That's a
for
good
him.
one, dude.
I've seen Griffin have like, there's one episode where Larry keeps like catching his pockets on the corner of the drawers and stuff. And I've seen it happen to Griffin in real life.
Really?
Yeah. And then he's like, are you kidding me? It's like, look at this. It's like straight up. So
It's funny you say that. I just walked out of Chris's house and caught my vest on his screen door.
Oh, that happens.
I was like, what? Does this happen to anyone else?
it's catchy. Yeah. It's one of
I've
those
never
things.
caught I'm too short probably to catch my pants on a
No, those things are incredibly,
drawer.
it looks like they're like designed to
catch
designed to do
pants.
that. Yeah.
So going back to the nickname Powder Panda, do you know how you got that?
I think it started last winter. Sometime last winter. I know, yeah, of course, obviously, if anybody knows me, they know I'm not exactly in a rush all the time, or maybe
Any
most
of the
times. And so I think I get the panda part, and then I think, the powder part was just because, like, I would come back and I would just have, like, crazy caked on snow on my beard, like mega style. And they'd be like, what's going on? Did you get a face shot? Or, I think that's kind of how it started. And then
I heard there was a interesting situation happening last year riding Brighton. A lot of people, there's a lot of cheering happening. A lot of, yeah.
Oh.
And they couldn't figure out who it was. And lo and behold, it was the Powder Panda.
He was hiding in the woods cheering on people?
Yeah, it wasn't the hiding. No, it was very open in the woods, usually standing right next to the cameraman, too. Kind of just going like, yeah, like super loud. And something I haven't really been aware of until last winter. And then like Blake did some research online. I don't know, not research, but like he like looked back at some old videos and found it like in like a bunch of old videos too. Just
He went CSI Miami
yeah,
there.
like after the fact, like, someone's riding away and then I'm just saying that. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
Now back to the
Getting too stoked, I guess, but
back to
That
what
happens to me too when I'm shooting photos and catch me in a lot of video clips yelling.
Oh yeah. Going back to what you said earlier with the you move at a slow pace. Today, Harrison was supposed to be here at 12. He showed up after 1, about 1:11.
What time is it right now?
Hour and 10 minutes late.
Because look at his board, is still wet.
Yeah, but he was being the Powder Panda. I called him at 11:57, and I was like, "Hey, are you going to be here? You're supposed to be here in 3 minutes." He's like, "I'm going up the chairlift right now."
that's true. That is true. Yeah. And, I was getting it from all sides today. It was like, Harry was telling me, like, don't worry about it, buddy. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I got to get out of here. But yeah, I went shredding today and I was cutting it close. And I do apologize to the bomb hole and the listeners if you're out there.
We're gonna air your episode a little late
Yeah,
to make up for it. Instead of 7, it's gonna come out at 9
It's an hour later, yeah.
or 10 or 8.
Because you were shredding that pal, probably.
Yeah.
Gonna be.
I mean, I guess that's what you're supposed to be doing, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I really, I did have, today was a powder day, so I wish that we were all there together enjoying
No friends on a powder day, huh?
But
yes. one thing back to what was absolutely infuriating to me is I called Harrison at 11:57 or whatever time it was, supposed to be here at noon. He picks up, and in the background, I'm pretty sure it was Danimals, I just hear powder day.
that did happen. It was actually,
and Harrison goes, dude, chill.
I seriously, because it was actually Wiz, by the way. It was Wiz, and I was like, dude, fuck you, man. Like, I know that's exactly what you want, but you're making this worse.
You're making it worse.
Yeah.
So let's go back to some formative years. You're from SoCal, and then I know you moved to Mammoth when you're 16.
Yeah.
Young child. And I got a quick note from Scott Blum that said you got kicked out of school or something like that?
I didn't get kicked out of school. I got suspended in 9th grade for a cannabis-related incident. And then that kind of spawned me to exit normal high school and start doing independent study. And then from there, I took a test, and I graduated early and moved up to Mammoth with Scott, actually.
You got your GED?
It's something like the GED. It's called the California High School Proficiency Exam. It's like, I think GED, you technically have to be 17 or something. I wasn't 17.
Wow, so you were done with school at 9th grade?
I was done after 10th grade.
10th grade.
Yeah, but I went straight to junior college up in Mammoth.
Oh,
that
wow.
was how I
pulled it.
tricked my parents into letting me doing that one.
I was going to say, man.
I mean, it didn't
wish I'd
take a
known
lot of
about
tricking.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were down. But
That's cool.
yeah, super lucky. Super lucky with that.
So, a lot of people don't know. I've known you for a long time. I know you to be very intelligent.
Thank you.
In a world of
Likewise.
maybe people don't know that, but I think we have a special surprise thing we're going to do this episode in regards to that subject. And Eastone has no idea about this. So I'm going to hit the intro, and Buds is going to find out right now what we're doing. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. It's the Bomb Hole Spelling Bee. Don't fuck up.
Holla.
Can't have anyone freak out there, okay? We've got to keep our composure. We've got too far. There's too much to lose. We've got to keep our composure.
You killed it.
Thank
that
you.
was amazing.
That was amazing.
Yeah, we're doing our first ever spelling bee here on the Bomb Hole.
I can't spell good.
I don't have a high feeling about my spelling either, really. So if that makes you feel better.
Hey, you got to have a little confidence, Buds, going into that.
I just know it's not a strong suit.
I before E, except after C.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got for you.
These words you may know, Buds. So let's see. Yeah, here we go. Who wants to go first? You guys want to Rochambeau?
I certainly don't want to.
You guys should Rochambeau. You know what? I think
just one or
Yeah, sure.
loser goes first.
I go first.
Yeah, you go.
Can I write the word down?
I don't think, is that how it works? I don't think they do that.
I don't
No.
know.
Because I'm much better when I write it down.
Sure. Fuck
Let's
it.
go.
Let's give you an advantage because
I
you
do-
can write it.
I think you're supposed to say you spell it and then you say the word. That's the style. I remember that.
Oh, this guy's been in a spelling.
No, I haven't been in a
This
spelling
guy's
bee.
a goddamn spelling
I've
bee
seen a
aficionado.
documentary. on
Okay,
the
so
spelling bee.
also I have the I have the definition as well if you need it.
Okay.
So
I can help.
I can use it in a sentence. Things
Let's
like that.
go.
First word, anus.
Can you use the word in a sentence?
Yes. The other day I had Beto's and I had it really spicy and my anus stung afterwards.
Us. Anus. A-N-U-S. Anus.
That is correct.
Nice one.
Okay, second word. This is for Harrison. Here we go. Scrotum.
Scrotum. Okay. My first reaction is I think about Zach Hale. Is that weird?
Well, his
Not
nickname's Scroter, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Scrotum. S-C-R-O-U. Wait.
You blew
Excuse
it.
me.
Oh, start again. Start
You
again.
blew it.
Scrotum. S-C-R-O-T-U-M.
That is correct.
Scrotum.
And like I said earlier, I do have the definition. That one is a pouch of skin containing testicles.
Nice, good.
Okay, third word. This one's for Stony Buds. It's a noun. The word is labia.
Labia. Can I have the definition?
The inner and outer folds of the vulva at either side of the vagina.
Labia. Labia. Labia.
That is correct.
Nice one.
Fourth word. This is for Harrison. Masturbation.
Masturbation. Masterbeation. Masturbation.
That's incorrect.
Oh no.
Yep, I gotta actually get a little scorecard going. So Buds is
Just rushing it,
see
dude.
here. Yeah.
Rushing with the percussion on that one, dude.
Shit.
Okay.
That's embarrassing.
Next word for Eastone is testicle.
Testicle. Can you use that in a sentence?
Yes. I sacked a rail on my skateboard and I had a swollen left testicle.
Testicle. Testical. Testicle.
That's incorrect.
Ooh, CLE. Huh?
Yes. Yes. So, next word. Secretion.
It's a tough one, dude.
Secretion. Okay. Secretion. Yeah. Use it in a sentence.
I was experiencing some pain in my penis and there was an abnormal secretion.
Wow.
The definition is a process in which substance are produced and discharged from a cell, gland, or organ for a particular function in the organism or for excretion.
This is tough.
That confused me, hearing that.
Yeah. Okay. Secretion. S-E-C-R-E.
I've already
T-I-O-N?
forgot whatever
That's
else
correct.
you said.
That's
Wow.
correct. Yeah.
Could have gone a different way there. Glad I didn't. That was
Okay.
cliffhanger. there.
Wow.
Next one. This one's for Stony Buds. This is a bit tricky. Diarrhea.
Diarrhea. Dude, that's a hard one. Can you sing the diarrhea song for me for
If
inspiration?
you're climbing up a ladder and you feel something splatter, diarrhea.
Yes.
Diarrhea. If you're sliding into first and you feel something burst, diarrhea.
Diarrhea. I already know I can't spell that one. I'll get it wrong.
Have a go.
Diarrhea. Can I write this down?
Yeah, write it down.
I just know it's a difficult word.
It is a difficult word. I write it a lot, so I figured it out at this point.
Usually everything autocorrects once I hit the
Yeah, I
key.
got autocorrect, man. Computers, dude, they spell for you. D-I-A-R-E. I can't read my handwriting
That's
now.
incorrect.
It's D-I-A-R-A. H. There's an H in there, and another
There's two
I
R's.
and an E, and
There's
two
two
R's.
Yep. So that's your first. Next one. This is 2 words. So it's a noun, and the word is mammary gland.
That's for him.
Yeah, that's for
Mammary gland.
Yep.
M-A-M-M-O-R-Y space G-L-A-N-D.
That is incorrect.
I thought that was right, dude.
Okay, so there's 2 words left, and it's tied up.
Yeah, it's tied up. It's all
So-
or nothing here.
This is gonna be
tough.
this is gonna be make or break.
First of all, is there a prize for this?
There isn't it more of a participation award?
What?
Kind of a pat on the back.
It's a pride thing, I guess.
So the word for buds is ejaculation.
Ejaculation.
Yep.
I need some inspiration.
For the listeners, he just had a little sniffing salts. He's writing it down.
Ejaculation. Can you use that in a sentence?
The other night, it's a noun, and it's the action of ejecting semen from the body.
Anyways.
You don't say.
E-J-A-C-T-A. I can't even read my handwriting, dude. Am I right so far?
No. Okay, this one is for all the meat and potatoes. 2 words. Meat carriage.
That's easy.
Is it?
Yeah, meat. You can spell meat.
Well, we'll see.
And then
First,
carriage.
first let Harrison say it's 2 words.
Okay. Meat, M-E-A-T.
Correct.
Carriage, Carriage.
That's correct.
That was easy.
That's not how you'd spell carriage. How'd you spell carriage?
That's how I'd spell me carriage right there. I just wrote it down. Look, got it right.
No, you spelled it wrong.
Carriage.
Oh, that is correct. Yeah, but that's the okay, but that's just the hand you're dealt.
I know you're right. But
The
ejaculation
tiebreaker,
should have been
if
easy.
you spell ejaculation right, it's a clear win.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you already won.
Tough.
But-
Okay. All right.
But I'd feel better about it if you spelled ejaculation right.
Okay, me too. EJACULATION.
That's correct.
That's good, dude.
Ejaculation.
I threw a T in there for some reason.
Thank you guys for playing the first annual
It doesn't even make sense to put a T in there.
Ladies and gentlemen.
spelling bee.
Good game.
Good game, buddy.
Good game. We'll have to
game.
continue this
Yeah.
one some other time. Yeah.
Yeah, we could almost
Should we do math next?
basic math skills.
That sounds
I'm even
fun.
worse at math than spelling.
Same.
We should definitely do some basic math.
Basic math.
Yeah, division isn't, as easy as it used to be. That's the thing.
So, what's your take on aliens?
Yeah, aliens, I mean, shit. I think they're probably real. Yeah.
The government's admitted they're real. There's no question anymore.
Yeah, they do talk about it, and obviously, I just think it'd be naive to think that there aren't other, beings out there.
They've released hundreds and hundreds of pages of unredacted materials.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't you have an experience?
I have an experience.
You do?
Yes, I do. Yeah. I was in Prague quite a while ago now. I was with Luis Felix Paradis, Javier Fernandez, Keegan Valleca, Hayden, a bunch of people.
Dropping some names.
I was with a bunch of people, yeah. It was a sick trip. And we were coming back, I think, from eating some food or a bar, and then we had all kind of noticed these three very bright lights in the sky that were kind of suspicious looking, a group of like 5 or 6 of us, and then we kind of noticed that they were like, moving closer to each other, and they eventually, moved into one thing and then split apart and went very fast. Yeah, it was cool. And I think other people were also seeing it we weren't just like, on mushrooms or something like. It was.
What color were these lights?
They were the same color as like a star, but they were like extremely bright.
Mm.
Yeah, and yeah, it was a while ago now.
Did all the other guys on the trip see it with you?
Yeah, they did.
That was the trip where Jed was like possessed by the devil.
So no,
Different trip.
oh no, yeah, Jed definitely was. Yeah, Jed
That
was
was-
there for sure.
Bon Voyage year.
Yeah, that was when he did like 16 tricks on that one down rail, like in one sesh. It was pretty dope.
16 tricks.
I mean, I don't know how many it actually was.
something close to
Just
that.
go-
It was quite a
crazy.
lot. It was quite a lot, and it was definitely a really fun trip. That one was awesome because Prague doesn't really get snow that much.
Yeah.
So we kind of had a good one.
All the spots look so cool from that trip.
Dude,
Yeah.
Prague
And
does
they-
not get snow often. I've been studying that place, wanting to go there, and it rarely gets snow.
Yeah, it was a fun one, and yeah, Java Fernandez was with us too. It was a good trip for sure.
Give him a little shout.
Yeah, big time.
Now, you and I have ridden for Salomon for a long time now,
Yeah,
and we've been on a bunch of fun trips.
true.
And I remember the first trip I ever went on with you, we went to Stockholm, Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
That was record book fun.
Oh yeah, that was a huge trip for me personally. Big first trip out of the country, actual street trip with the big dogs as far as I was concerned. So that was huge. Yeah, I was super stoked.
Now, there's one thing that happened on that trip, particularly. It wasn't on a snowboard, but I remember you and Louif were sharing a hotel room. Can you paint a picture of that story?
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
First of all, I want to preface this with, before we get into that, Louif Paradis is like your favorite snowboarder's favorite snowboarder. Like he's kind of like almost put on a pedestal of like, perfection in life, and He's like almost like a Greek fucking god of life. Right?
Totally.
So
totally.
anything that humanizes him, I love.
Yeah.
So now you can go ahead and proceed with.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I think we all, there was that thing a few years ago where people were like, "Oh, like I saw Louif bleed." Like,
yes,
he bleeds. You know,
exactly.
like which was so funny. But yeah, on this particular trip, it was a long one, and we went out, partied a little bit. Somehow I met a new friend. And this friend and I ended up going back to the hotel room that I was sharing with Louif. And Louif had already left before us, so he didn't know anything. And when we got there, he was already sleeping. And basically what happened was, in Europe also, it's important maybe to kind of visualize how close the beds are in these hotel rooms, and that they're actually pretty small most times too.
It's almost like a king, but it's two twins that are like 3 inches apart.
Yeah, sometimes they push them together for a couple, and then they just take them apart like 3 inches, 4 inches.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
6 inches maybe.
So we were pretty close anyway. And yeah, the girl and I, we slept together next to him, and then in the morning, we were both kind of woken up to these really, really loud farts. And yeah, Louif was sleeping and just kind of sleep farting next to us. And then her and I were kind of like looking at each other like, oh my God, like, oh shit. And then, and she actually snuck out, and then like he didn't even wake up.
Oh, so you didn't even know she was there?
Yeah, I mean, I told him afterwards. And I also told him about his sleep farts, obviously. So, I mean, and it's not confirmed. Maybe I think he didn't know. He seemed like he didn't know.
If you do know and you're ripping huge farts, though, that is some respect.
Yeah,
but some people's bodies just start farting before they wake up, like T-Bird.
Yeah,
I've
T-Bird
roomed with
does
him
do
forever.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe Louif's that type. Did he do that every morning?
I don't recall it more. That was kind of the most like obvious.
You could have slept through it though every morning, and that night
It's
you
true.
just happened to be up because you were.
No, it's true because I was having an uncomfortable sleep in a
an
tiny bed.
uncomfortable tiny sleep.
And these Frenchmen, they love their cheese. These guys will eat fistfuls of cheese.
Fistfuls of cheese.
Just rip huge farts.
Oh yeah, we were eating all kinds of shit. Swedish meatballs every day.
Oh yeah, the kebabs.
Yeah,
A
everything.
lot of good kebabs over there.
Yeah, the malls. I remember we were hitting up a lot of malls that trip, and I remember being kind of like, "Damn, the malls out here are amazing. Like the food is so good." I don't know if you had that same
Oh yeah.
vibe.
It's just nice because you can pick your own spot, huh?
Yeah, you
Choose
get a
your
little
own
bit
adventure.
of independence on the trip. Yeah, I'm gonna get pasta.
I'm gonna get a hamburger.
Yeah.
And when you're young, excited about everything.
So Louif farts like every one of us, huh?
Yeah, it's true.
He's human.
He does.
He is human. He
That's
believes and he
unconfirmed that
farts.
he's human, but he does fart.
Unconfirmed.
Unless
So-
they programmed him to have farts.
Yeah, that's true. They would have programmed him to have farts.
You think Louif's an alien?
More of a cyborg sent here to destroy the handrails around the world.
Straight up. I think there was a lookalike back in the day of him in the
Oh,
Terminator.
Terminator. He is.
Yeah.
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 He could be related to the Terminator.
There was a Change That Tape lookalike of him and Arnold.
Oh, yeah.
Time, actually.
There's also, while we're on the subject of that, there's a brutal one of, I may or may not have allegedly photoshopped myself, of Harrison.
So you did.
Oh yeah, I know all about this. Yeah.
Of who?
This is like the image that comes up if you Google my name.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So other people have talked to me about this before.
What is it?
Who don't know you? You remember like Change That Tape? They did the lookalike shit.
side-by-sides?
Yeah. So I had one with Ronald McDonald, which was
I've
like,
seen that.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
If you Google image Harrison Gordon, it's like the first image that comes up.
Straight up, it's actually pretty funny. And when I realized it too, I was like, damn, like that's just a burn that keeps on giving. You know?
Yeah, what did you do? You keyworded that bad boy?
I have no idea how the thing got so much
I don't-
legs. I actually spent a bunch of money on Google AdWords to make sure it
You're
comes
all
up
in the
first.
back, doing all the back leg work.
He's got to pay $15 a year for that to remain
and
that
he
way.
pays
Yeah.
it every year religiously. Got the invoice for the Ronald McDonald photos in again. I just gotta keep
I
signing
mean,
this
it's just,
one.
yeah,
That's the type of petty roast I can get behind.
That's great.
yeah,
Oh my god!
It
That
is
made me
good
spit
roasting.
my drink out.
that is funny.
You just spit your drink all over your floor.
Oh,
Wow.
we'll have to cue that photo up
Yeah.
for the gram when this comes out.
Yeah, I mean, you know where to find it.
So should we pay the bills, buds? It's
Let's
kind of
pay
breakout
them
moment time.
bills. Let's get into our breakout moment presented by our friends over at 10 Barrel and Pub Beer. Pub Beer supports us. You should support them. Their tagline is cheap, fun beer. Now, Harrison, let's get into your breakout moment.
So, do you have anything that comes to mind for that?
Yeah, you could say on that same trip in Sweden, there was a particular switch frontside 270 onto a kink rail, famous kink rail, that to me, I think that really was a breakout moment for me because I was on this huge trip with all these people I admired, and then I did a trick that I probably never really even, thought I was going to do. Like, probably wouldn't have thought I was going to do that.
The crew was kind of got you to step your game up or what? Or just the
vibe was crazy.
The vibe
was crazy. We were hitting like this famous double line made famous by the Forum team, and also probably Kareem.
Kareem.
And, yeah, big shout out to Kareem.
He was our guide.
Yep.
He was your guide.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And, yeah, so I was just like super probably juiced, obviously, snowboarding with Chris. Snowboarding with Scotty Arnold and Louif and everybody with
big crew.
It was Alex
Canton.
big heavy crew. So, and when I landed, it was a battle. So it was very, it was a breakout moment for sure.
People got hyped.
Yeah, there's a sequence in the mag.
Also, is my
Oli G shot.
It was my
was there?
on deck, I believe.
Definitely a breakout moment.
Yeah, so that was huge.
That
for me.
session was unreal. That was so fun.
Yeah. Also, you switchbacks. I went eating onto the
we were
rail.
Getting fired up.
Scotty, I believe, did switch front board.
Did he do a 360 off?
No, he kept it chill.
That was the trick he said was.
Oh, he said front one, cap three.
Yeah.
So I noticed you went kind of. A lot of people say, "Oh, I did a cab 270." That's what I say.
Cab
and you said I did a switch frontside 270. Do you have a particular opinion on this matter?
I believe that calling tricks is important. I mean, I don't really give a shit about it. I still say like cab 5 or cab 9 or something. But maybe sometimes I'm also like, oh, switch frontside 9. Like probably depends upon the day. But I think I do care. And, I see people slipping up all the time, even really good snowboarders. But it gets pretty nitpicky, that whole little thing. But it is kind of weird when you're like, people a lot of times say like, oh, I did a backside 180 on to switch 50-50. And I'm like, well, I get why you would say that, but that's not really, the trick didn't become switch magically. You left the lip regular. So to me, when they say that, I'm like, you just kind of sound like kind of kooky, but ultimately,
that makes sense.
I don't care. Who cares, really?
It sounds like you care.
Sounds like you care.
Yeah, I mean, I care when it's like, if it's someone who's like, should know better, I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, why are you,
You'll call him out?
I mean, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there was one like, you hear people say shit and you're like, oh, he just doesn't really know what the trick is, which is, you're kind of like, oh, maybe he doesn't know.
You're all, this guy doesn't know.
My take is like switch frontside. It's obviously not cab. You're not fakey ollieing.
Yeah.
For the laymen that are unfamiliar with this topic, like a switch frontside spin, like you said, switch frontside 900 is also sometimes called that same switch frontside can also be called cab.
A lot of times,
yeah. Which in skateboarding would insinuate that you fakey pop, which people aren't fakey popping. So like really, if you're calling a spade, it's not a cab. But god damn it, it's so much easier to say. I did a cab 9.
Cab neuf.
I did a switch frontside 9. I did a cab 2.
Yeah.
So I think it's like green jacket, gold jacket. Who gives a shit? That's where I
true.
land
That
on it.
one, I feel I have some fluidity on that one versus maybe other ones where I'm like, oh, bro, like you don't really know what you just did, huh?
What's a hot topic is that gets like a lot of old heads really chapped is when you say I did a frontside Indy.
Yes, of course. This is and that's along the same lines. People don't know the history of that. Like it has to be backside for you to call it an Indy. So, I mean, people are calling it an Indy when they do it off the frontside hip too.
What's it supposed to be called on the front side?
Frontside grab or frontside.
Frontside.
Like I think, right back in the day, that's how they would. It was maybe a bit more well known, potentially. Now I feel like, a lot of these things didn't get passed down necessarily the same way.
Didn't get passed down correctly.
Yeah, but it's all, that's why they need old people around to tell them things. I mean, I'm not old, but I know people who are.
Like who?
I don't know. Other people.
I mean, Todd Richards will let you know.
Yeah, he will go to bat for
for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, and he knows, and you have to respect.
And he does
that.
know,
Yeah, you have to respect it because he knows, because he was there. He
was there.
He understands
the
it. That's how I feel, at least. But
you know what though? Richards. He's my fucking dog. And if you're listening to this, Richards, you're the shit. Okay, but I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit here. So if you look at Richards, he's always going to war for somebody calling it a frontside Indy. But I seen him call shit wrong all the time, fucking announcing slopestyle contests.
Right, that's
so.
the thing.
So what's
going
gonna
to be heat of the moment, panic? You see a lot of spinning going on.
I'm just saying, if you're calling people shit, you got to be ready to get
shit dealt back.
Yeah, that's.
But
tough.
I'm also on the green jacket, gold jacket, who gives a shit tip. So
I've kind of thought to myself that like Craig McMorris is a little harsh on Mark McMorris in that same way, in that same sort of like announcing vibe. I feel that he's sort of like blown it a couple times by being just kind of mean to his younger brother.
Really?
Not like super mean, but like I remember I watched. I mean, it was a while ago.
What are brothers for, though? You know?
I mean, he had a sick ass run. He did like double corks, whatever, all this shit, and then like I think Craig. I just remember him being like, "Yeah, he's not gonna be too happy with that run. Like, wasn't really a good one for him." And I was like, "Damn,
you're like that was a
stomped
sick run.
everything." Like, but yeah, whatever. It's all good.
And aren't we now supposed to call the mute a new name?
That's right.
Weddle.
It's the Weddle.
Yeah.
You want to explain that for the listeners?
I bet a lot of people don't know that, I bet.
Yeah, so I learned this from Instagram, where we learn everything. But it was from Tony Hawk's personal page, and apparently the creator of the mute grab is someone who's deaf or hearing impaired, and he his last name's Weddle. So they've kind of, this is resurfaced, and there's a movement to kind of
reappropriate the name.
Yeah, or just kind of be like, look, it's maybe not that cool to call it that, and he might prefer if it was known as a Weddle instead, which is pretty cool to me.
I think that's cool too. I never knew the history of the name.
Same, yeah.
Slopestyle announcing is going to be throwing out a lot of Weddles. You see a lot of
back 10 Weddle. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back 10 Weddle.
Yeah, and I actually saw they already did.
You've
saw
seen
it straight up. Yeah, saw it. They on TV said Weddle, so it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Pretty quick turnaround, obviously. And I mean, the Weddle itself, for me, is a grab that's very close to my heart. It's close to my hand as well.
Also a great name.
Everybody's.
It's also a great name.
And it's also, that guy should have been given the right credit anyways.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's like, I think it's all of our safety grab, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everybody's safety grab, huh?
And yeah, you get a nice stiffy Weddle.
Oh yeah.
Feels great.
Feels really good.
Yeah.
Either Weddle or boot, one or the other.
Yeah, usually, yeah.
So I have a great question from Max Bedell along these lines.
Nice.
The guest question is presented by Salomon Snowboards, which you ride the Salomon Dance Hall.
I've been riding the Dance Hall a little bit, yeah.
You like that hog?
It's a good board. I like it. I've been riding it a lot at Brighton, in the POW.
Looks like it
little
turns
cliffs.
Looks like it cranks on edge.
Dude, I took that bad boy up on a very hard morning, and it was insane. The thing wants to go fast, and it carves.
Yeah.
I challenge you to a race.
Let's do this.
Tomorrow at
Foot
noon.
race? Or?
No, dance hall race.
Okay, I'm down.
Guest question is from Max Spadell. Mac is the owner of Spadelli's pizza place here in Salt Lake. If you are looking to support a rider-owned pizza shop, get yourself a pizza down there. I think actually Harrison has a pro model pizza called the Harry's Choice.
It's true. It's true. I do.
Go support Spadelli's, and let's get into the guest question from Max Spadell.
Hi, Harrison. It's Mac. When we were on a Salt Lake City rail trip, you invented a rail trick that basically went viral and then faded out as quickly as it became popular. Can you tell us a little bit about the Trooner, why we called it that, and what it was?
You sounded like you just woke up.
Yeah, he did sound like that. He probably, has had some sleepless nights. He's got a new addition to the fam
That's
at
what
home.
it is.
So he's on daddy duty a lot.
He just hasn't slept since the baby came.
He just doesn't sleep, and then he goes and makes pizza Yeah, so it's a funny thing. It's very debatable. But we hit this rail. It was a down rail back in the day that people hit. I think maybe Justin Benny might have done a nose press back one at some point.
Tooele.
On it. Maybe.
Black Square Bar?
Yeah.
That's in Tooele, yeah. That rail's out of commission, but that's a good rail.
I think it was this rail. And anyway, like I didn't know what to do on it, and I did a backside 50-50, and then on the rail I swiveled to switch.
Frontside 180 or backside 180?
Frontside.
Yeah.
I did a swivel.
Yes, you did a swivel.
Yeah, and it was early days, intentional swivel, I guess, and they were kind of thinking like maybe I was one of the first ones to do it. Pretty cool claim for sure. But yeah, I don't remember the story because the name Truner, we're like, I don't know, like something with turning. I don't honestly remember.
So you guys called it the Truner, which didn't stick.
We were calling it the Truner, yeah, and I was kind of like,
I feel like Canadians were throwing a lot of swivels down.
I mean, so many people swiveled like over the years,
Yeah.
you know, like I can remember seeing like Kevin Jones like
Yeah.
on board slide and then ending up that
Board slide
way.
to 50.
Yeah, like all different things. But yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it was quite a while ago. But yeah, I definitely did swivel in the streets a long ass time ago, and they thought I invented a trick, kind of.
So we're looking at the inventor of the swivel.
Possibly we're going to have to get some history.
I
and
hope
track
that there's
this down
somebody
and-
that did think they invented it that is furious in the comments.
I mean,
about
there's
this.
no
But
way
we don't
that
have
I
a
did.
timestamp of when his timing was.
If
Do
I
we
had
know?
to guess,
I could probably figure out that era.
Because
when that rail was in rotation. Moment of truth is when Justin Benny did a nose press back 180 on that rail. It was probably in rotation for 2 years after that. So that would narrow it down to probably somewhere between 06 and 2000.
I was kind of when I was gonna say it might have been like 05 or 06
Detective
or something.
Scrooge
like that.
over here just
could have been
figuring it out.
that was a good, very accurate. Because I was gonna say
Probably-
probably 06 or something
Yeah.
like that. Which
Because it went out of rotation so shortly after that. That rail was only bumping for a little bit.
Yeah. And I think I just didn't really have a trick for it, so I don't know how that ended up being a thing. But I was stoked at the time for sure.
I'm kind of bummed that the Truner didn't stick.
Truner is kind of a cool name.
Yeah, what? I just don't understand what it came from, Truner.
Yeah, I kind of don't recall exactly. I want to say it's like a Turner, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but I definitely remember that we called it that.
Truner.
Well, while we're on the subject of tricks, there's another NBD that I think Harrison may be responsible for. We were on a trip in, where were we? Canada?
Dude, same trip. It was Sweden.
Same trip?
I think it was
Oh,
Sweden.
No, I got a different
Stockholm
trick. Different
syndrome.
We had the third trick, but this is the second. This is when Frank April broke his neck.
Oh, yeah,
jeez.
that's yeah.
And there was a trick in particular. Harrison was driving around the van and he kept saying, I just want to jib a bush. I really just want to jib a bush. And we eventually found the bush. It had transition up to it.
I remember hearing about this actually. I was on a trip with someone after, and,
No
and
way.
other crews were looking for bushes.
Yeah, right.
I swear.
He may be the inventor also of the bush jib.
That's definitely not true. Yeah, but that was super funny. I remember telling Ollie G oh yeah, I want to jib a bush this trip and blah blah blah. And I think him and Louif and Frank just thought it was so funny, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, dude, And then we pulled up, looked around the corner, and saw this this beautiful bush.
It was a thick bush. It was a thick bush.
That, had snow on top, and yeah, that was a super fun session. I think also I remember the first thing that happened was I think I tried to do a crippler and
Into the bush?
Yeah, I don't even know. Honestly, I think Chris was just gassing me up on crippler.
was.
And I was
I've been on
all right.
trips, dude. He likes to gas you up.
Yeah,
Bring
and-
the best out in you.
Oh, that session and that trick, a large part of that was your motivation there, because I think at least Frank and probably Kevin were like, "What are we doing? Why are we filming this bush?
It was for the listeners. It was
Technical
a quarter.
rail
It was like a
gods.
quarter pipe that he kind of floated in a wall road across the bush. So
Yeah.
you were kind of weightless, not. That's the type of jib it was. So
Yeah, it worked out
Was it
so
in a
much
video
better.
part?
Yeah, it's in resolution.
Yeah. It actually worked out so much better than I could have ever imagined. But yeah, always looking for some good bush to jib, you know, if it's out there.
What would you say when you're kind of searching out said bush jib? What kind of determines a good bush jib?
Yeah, I think thickness of the bush is important. You know, you want to make sure that you could actually put some weight on it.
Bit of a dense bush, if you will.
Yeah. Also, you don't want to necessarily destroy it. You know, you want to give some thought to the landscapers potentially, depending upon the area you're in. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
You want to maintain the kind of structural integrity of the bush.
It's important.
Structural integrity is going to be maintained.
Unless you're going to FT, you know, you're going to want to hit it a few times probably.
Well, dude, you don't want to just ruin somebody's bush.
Yeah, I'm not really into just like, I mean, I like, you know, destroying property, but not like all the time.
The guy rolls up and his bushwork is just demolished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going to upset somebody.
That's right.
And then while we're on the subject of potentially another debatable NBD was from our Stockholm trip.
That's right. Yes, potentially. Port sides nose press potentially could be traced, but that's also like, I don't know. We'll see. People said that at the time who are my friends. So
this is what we said. We're like, dude, I think you're the first person to do that. And then in the background, like, he ain't the first person to do that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Is that what happened?
No, I was like,
Dude, straight up, I remember I was like, I didn't have a trick for that. It was a kink rail again.
the one I battled,
Perfect
the baby
kink rail.
one.
You
the
went
baby
switchback lip.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, these guys were doing like, you know, actual tricks. I'll say hard tricks.
It's a
and
perfect
I was
rail.
like, fuck. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I was like, Louif, what if I did like a board slide and then like did a nose press, and then yeah, that was basically it. He gave it the okay. So that again kind of gave me the confidence to do it. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm also a little bit, you know, nitpicky about some combos. You know, some combos go. Some
Let's talk combo
don't.
platters.
some
What makes
don't go.
what makes a good combo platter on the rail?
I mean, I also still believe that anything can be done with good style. Like if someone does like a perceived whack trick but has good style, all of a sudden it's not going to be whack to me anymore. But yeah, I feel like generally hopping around a lot, it doesn't look good to me. You know, in the streets on rails or in the park, it kind of gives it more of a just a less fluid movement. So to me, stuff where you're really doing that, it just doesn't look good. I don't know.
And then if you're kind of on a kink rail when you're going down flat, and then you have an opportunity to switch it up on the bottom down, that kind of isn't as jerky at times.
I feel like
in the snowboard rule book.
I feel like in that moment, yeah, like if you're going like maybe a slide to a press, it might be a bit more tasteful potentially. But you know, anybody can do anything and make it look good.
Let's take a particular trick. Let's just take like a switch 180 on to front 3 off. What's your take on that one?
Yeah, I just don't need to see that anymore. Just don't need to see it. Yeah.
You just seen it too much?
I just seen it too much. I think there was just a point where like, you know, we're all like you're getting good at snowboarding, you're like realizing you can do tricks, and then you're like at some point you're like, well, I can do any trick, or like these tricks are actually really easy, but like people are impressed by it. And I think particularly like a 360 out is one of those tricks where like it's maybe not that difficult, but like you see it a lot, you know, park edits, or even video parts too for a long time.
Would you consider yourself a trick snob?
To some extent, yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not really, I am pretty positive in general. But I think on some level having taste is important. And, you know, like you guys have talked about front flips a lot, and it's been a discussion in the world. And I agree with your perspective that it's fun as shit. So who cares? But like, you know, yeah, some things like, I don't know if I necessarily like, it doesn't matter at the end of the day, but I don't know if sometimes maybe in a video part, I would say maybe it doesn't necessarily add to to the person's skill that they undoubtedly have, like.
Let's just what was the word you just used? Did you say flavor? What did you say?
I don't know. What did I just say?
I heard undoubtedly.
I said undoubtedly
No,
the
you're
skill.
talking about style. You were talking about style, and you had some type of like you used the word flavor, spice, or something like that. But I kind of want to lean into that a little bit. Like that kind of intangible style thing, breaking it down. Like what makes somebody's style better than the next person's? It's like everybody can do the same trick. What separates the trick is how you do the trick style. If 10 people can do a 720, then who has the best style determines that.
Yeah, and it's subjective, obviously. So some people, have totally different opinions than us on what style is. I've heard Jed Anderson say that he doesn't like methods or the way that methods look before.
What? Really?
So to each their own, but there's definitely some commonalities between probably all the people that everybody talks about that have good style, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, a big part of good style a lot of times too is there's a lot of layers to that, but take somebody with good fundamentals. You have to be good. You have to do good. You have to do difficult tricks, but then the initiation, all that stuff, a big part of it's like being very chill in the air. Now I have a take that, why did they test for weed in the Olympics? And I think weed is steroids for your style. Now, would you say that that weed has an effect on like making you more chill? You're not waving your arms around, not to put words in your mouth, but
I think I have said that before, though.
Have you said that?
Yeah, I think I've told some people that before, that I think that.
Same thing.
Yeah. I think it's an easy. You could make that. I think it's easy to say that, honestly. But there are people out there who defy the odds and have good style without partaking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Arthur Longo participates, and
there's plenty, I bet.
Yeah, there's
Mark
plenty.
Frank never smoked weed.
I was gonna say actually, I don't want to burst anybody's bubble, but like maybe not that many pro snowboarders actually do smoke weed all the time. But that's been my experience.
Yeah, I was asked a question in an interview yesterday. What is style? It's kind of a hard question to answer.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the thing that separates. If you take like everybody's skill set's pretty similar these days. Like most pro snowboarders can do a similar bag of tricks. So if you, like I said earlier, if you take 10, 20 people and they all have to backlip the rail, some are going to be better than others. Some and it's that style that differentiates the skill set. It's the way you pop. It's the way you kind of your confidence. It's the way you poke your board. It's the intricacies. It's the small details that separate, the intangible flavor that makes the greats and the goods pretty good. I think.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if your shit is looking heinous, people aren't going to rock with you.
Totally. And I mean, it's also lame to say, but I think clothing, is incorporated.
Absolutely.
Is also part
help.
of this.
Yeah.
Like, I think we all care about our pants and our jacket at the end of the day. And like that stuff can definitely, make a trick feel better or whatever, riding away. You're like, oh damn, like I feel sick right now. I feel good. But yeah, so people who have poor outerwear choices kind of sucks. Also, I'm definitely in that boat at times. So.
Also subjective too.
Also subjective.
Yeah,
Everything's subjective. Yeah.
So, Harrison, I got a Patreon question.
Nice.
From the one and only Jacob Price.
Wow.
Yeah. So, Harrison, I have always loved the music you have used for all of your video parts. You always seem to use something out of the ordinary and really songs that don't necessarily go with the mold of your character. What inspires you to think outside the box for these choices?
That's a really cool question coming from a really cool person. I wish I had a good answer for that. I think we all go through phases where we listen to music and we really like think to ourselves, oh my God, this would be so sick for our video part or for a part, whatever. And over the years, I've definitely been doing that. But, I've kind of had like some different editors over the years. And so I haven't always had the opportunity to choose my song, which can be incredibly frustrating as well. But I don't really have a good answer for that. Unfortunately, I just got super lucky.
Justin Meyer picks a lot of good songs.
Yeah, that's the thing is maybe they look at your character and they're trying to find music that fits your character.
Yeah, I think Justin has
cool
definitely had some good say in it. I've obviously suggested a lot of music over the years to everybody I've ever filmed with, and a lot of the times maybe they would like the music, but they'd maybe use it for someone else, and then I'd be like, damn it, like that was the cool song I sent you for me. Yeah, like I thought I was gonna be the cool song dude, but
oh, this is a great song. You know what? We're gonna use this for Jet.
We're gonna give this a JCOE maybe
potentially. Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, but I don't know. Yeah, it's tough to say. I think for me, looking at my own songs or video parts, I've always been. It's you look at it, it's hard to judge yourself really. Yeah. So even in that way, I'm like, oh, I don't know if my song was cool at all.
You're always your worst critic, right?
Yeah. So
earlier we had a Patreon interview that's for our Patreon members.
Yeah. And
we do it with every guest. And one of the questions is words to live by. And you had just a great answer.
Thank you. Yeah. Not all who wander are lost was my MySpace quote. So I remember it.
Well, that's it.
What do you mean your MySpace quote?
You used to have like a quote on MySpace.
Oh, you had to and you wrote the quote, or
I mean, I didn't come up with that.
Oh, okay.
Quote.
You just write whatever the hell you want.
Yeah,
but that's what you wrote.
That was it. Yeah,
okay.
Super.
Very fitting. For
super
you.
Deep at that time.
Still
am.
To be honest, A, the fact that it's from MySpace, incredible. But B, you wander a lot, and at times you appear to be lost.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
To me, it's like the most fitting quote for your lifestyle. And you have this kind of, over the past 10 plus years, you've like never, aside from mammoths, but you never really get a room anywhere. You just kind of show up and you're on somebody's couch and everybody's just like, yeah, Harrison's here. This is dope. Like it's never.
It's like a perpetual trip for the season.
Yes.
Basically is how I envision his life.
That is true. That's how it has felt, which I enjoy. And yeah, big shout out to all the couches and people's couches that I've ever slept on.
Big shout out.
It's a huge like I really can't thank you enough.
A lot of couches across the world right now are getting their duly recognition that they have deserved.
Yes, there's countless people over the years who have let me sort of have extended stays or residencies, not official residences, but yeah, it's something, I feel very fortunate. And also just like I try to be a good guest as much as I can, like whatever that means. It's buying toilet paper, cleaning up.
Kids listen to this.
Like, that goes a long way.
Buying beer for people can go a long way, or other stuff, whatever.
Make dinner here and there.
Make food, be down. It goes a long way, that stuff.
A good guest is basically not too quick to get kicked out.
Yeah, I've not had any kickouts that I can recall.
You know what? He kind of reminds me a lot of my dog, Phil. Like, he doesn't know where he's going, but he's in. He's down.
He's down, and everyone's stoked.
Yeah, I don't think too many people would be bummed on Phil being around,
Exactly.
It's like,
there's nothing like a guest. Like, you walk into your family room, and they're like socks, snowboard wet socks are hung over your lamp or TV. Mm-hmm. I've seen all that. And
smells like a rotting boot.
You just got to try not to do that kind of stuff.
I think it's easy to do that shit when you're like, oh, I know how to be,
Some people get too comfortable too quick.
Yeah. And I don't, for me, maybe part of that wandering, lost thing, maybe that fits in there somewhere, because I'm always like, I don't know how long I'm here. Like, I just want to make sure they're stoked that I'm here. Like, I want, like potentially some play there.
That's great.
Now, have you ever had anybody get mad at you as a guest?
Not that I can recall. Not off the top of my head. I think, ironically, Mac might have told myself and Scott Blum that we had to like find a place, back in the dark ages, like in Mammoth. We were posting up there, and he was like, "This is ridiculous. You guys kind of got to find your own place." So
I heard you were puking a lot at that point in your life.
yeah, that's part of coming of age shit. You know, I'm not a good drinker. I've learned that over the years. Like, I have an internal sort of thing where I just can't get that wasted. Otherwise, I'm totally done.
You're puking.
Yeah, I'm not. It goes from like, oh, I'm having so much fun to this is not fun anymore. Yeah, the room is spinning, and yeah.
Now, there's a subject I would like to tackle right now that is fascinating to me, and it's basically the fact that, you know, we've traveled all over the world together and been fucked up on various substances that have various effects, all across the board. Things that make you, we don't need to get into details, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
And the thing I've noticed about Harrison is that every single time that I'm with you, doesn't matter what type of partying we're doing per se, your vibe is exactly the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't change.
Yeah.
90 beers in, fucking whatever else, you know, it doesn't change.
Yeah, internally it's not quite as seamless, I think, because I certainly feel fucked up all the time, and I'm kind of, you know, enjoying it. But at the same time, it's like, right, maybe, you know, you couldn't maybe tell that from my from how I act
your demeanor
outwardly. Yeah, it's more of internally I'm like, damn, I'm super fucked up right now. But then outside I'm like, oh yeah, like, you know. It's all good. but yeah, it's something that and also I think the fact that I can't really go aggro on drink, you know, like that sort of holds me back to a place where it's like, you know, not typically going overboard, even though I do enjoy things, you know. Yeah.
Now I called Blake Paul earlier to get some intel on this on yourself, because you guys spend a lot of time together, and he described you perfectly. He's like, I don't know, dude. Harrison's kind of like snowboarding's vibe ambassador. And I was like, that's it. That's it. That's fucking it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That was a good impression of Blake too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Blake, for that.
Yeah.
I feel that. Yeah. I if anything, I would like to contribute that to us all, you know? Because this is a really fun thing that we're doing. And although we take it seriously and are, you know, trying and all that stuff, it's like I really do believe that you know, we better be having fun and enjoying ourselves in the process. And so, you know, maybe that's where that comes from.
That's awesome.
How do you, so as a person, I'm asking this for myself, my own personal consultation here.
Yeah.
The person that's not chill, myself, how are you so fucking chill? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
And you got any pointers?
Well, you know, there's the obvious ones, which are kind of like low blow, dumb answers. Like, you know, I'm smoking a lot of weed all the time, but
that helps.
But yeah, I don't know. I wish I had the secret to that. I guess I just think, like, you know, what's the point in not enjoying this, you know? Like, sure, parts of it totally suck. I don't enjoy getting close to a trick and not landing it and then going home or you know, or whatever. Like, the process of filming can be tough at times. But then, like, I just, through over many years, I've realized that really you got to leave that shit where it, you know, on the hill, and that, like, yeah, today was a beautiful day. You know, we're snowboarding all day. We're lucky enough to be here. And especially, you know, with all the COVID shit, obviously, there's just another reason why it's like, oh, like, even being able to shred this winter, I'm kind of like, oh, like, it's all good, you know, like, regardless of, you know, next winter or the winter after, it's like, in the moment, better try to latch on to the fun that we could be having.
Well, on the subject of COVID, you are married to Katie, who, let's give her big old air
Nice.
plug.
Yes, Katie.
She's the shit.
Yes,
And,
thank you.
You're straight up married
I'm married. Yes.
this summer?
This summer, yeah, we had a little COVID. Just her and I.
Elope? Is that an elope?
It's kind of
It's
been
borderline
elope,
I
yeah.
think. We just went to the courthouse and did it, and she's a Canadian citizen, as Chris was mentioning, and so the indefinite border closure has been like really tough.
Since you're married, though, it doesn't give you rite of passage?
No, so it turns out that Canadians can come into America, no problem. America's like, yeah, cruise in,
Cruise in.
But it's just on the way back. Canada is basically, they're like, oh, you just went down there. Like,
Quarantine.
yeah, you got to hit a quarantine. So she's already done 3 like full quarantines. So we haven't really been able to see each other at all this winter. There was one moment where we did get to see each other, which was at the Peace Arch Park, and that was really nice for a few hours to see her.
Will you explain this international waters type of scenario that's going on?
Yeah. So it turns out that along the border, there's a park that Canada and the U.S. share, named Peace Arch Park. And there's a huge Peace Arch thing there too, and I'm sure there's more significant stuff about it. But,
Where is this?
It's right below Vancouver, and so I don't know technically what the town is right there, but then on the other side, on the U.S. side, I think it's Blaine, Washington.
Okay.
So, but yeah, anyway, they share this park, and so it's a bit of a loophole for people who have family members or loved ones that they can't see each other otherwise. So yeah, that was cool. Got to hang out for like a few hours there, which was really fun. And then
They got
we haven't
hotel rooms in this park?
No, so that's kind of the funny thing. Yeah, basically
Set up a tent, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, so this whole thing, it's like a lot of people they're hanging out at benches and they're eating cakes and they're having dinner, whatever they're doing, lunch. And then there is like a part of the park where there are people who have set up tents so they can get some, private time with their loved ones. And so, yeah, there was, we had a tent. Katie brought some cheese and crackers and some good snacks. And we hung out for like 4 hours there, actually. So,
dude, that's
pretty
killer.
chill. Yeah. But yeah, the border being closed is tough for everybody. And I know a lot of other people who have partners or whatever on the other side, other countries, and it's been hard for them too. So for sure it's been hard, but excited to get her back in the US.
Is it coming to an end now?
I'm not sure how they're going to update things with the vaccines and stuff, and we'll all be seeing how that rolls out.
Yeah, I saw new news, maybe it was up.
Yeah, every month Canada kind of gives an update on like what their status is with the border and stuff like that. So hopefully it'll become, things will normal out. But yeah, she can come here and it's all good.
But then she has to quarantine.
But then when she goes back to Canada,
2 weeks,
she has to
right?
do 2 weeks.
Yeah, one thing that's we get asked to talk about at times is as a professional snowboarder yourself, you travel a lot, you're not home, and balancing a relationship with a significant other is extremely difficult. And you and Katie seem to, from my perspective, have a dialed in, like, it seems like you guys are rock solid. And what would you say the key ingredients are to kind of keeping a relationship balanced while you're just not around so much?
Yeah, that's a crazy thing that we all have experienced, over the years. Like if you're dating someone, it's like kind of like we're absent for that person for a large part of the, not just physically, but even mentally. It's like hard to be like super invested, not invested, but just like
become detached.
Yeah, like we're on our own tip and we're like, oh, like just thinking about this one thing, So it's a big thing for all of us that participate. But I couldn't tell you for Katie and I, it's pretty random, like we've been doing long distance for a long time. So that's basically, that probably has a lot to do with it, which could go either way. Like it's like to some extent we'd see each other for like once a month for like 3 years, how can you be mad at that person? I don't know. Like it's pretty easy to be like, yeah, I can't wait to see them again. And so even this stint now going into COVID, it's like I just kind of still have that same feeling of like, oh my God, like I can't wait to see this person. And yeah, in terms of communicating and all that stuff all the time, it's tough. It's really tough. I don't know if it's just for me or it's for everybody, but we're on our phones so much, and then also doing a lot of FaceTiming for sure. That's a big one. So just I think I don't know what we do specifically, but it's nice still.
Is she chill like you are?
She's chill like I am, yeah, but she's definitely more, she's like, let's make a plan.
Yeah.
She's a lady boss, dude.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah. She kind of has her shit together for sure more than I do. But yeah, she's like, let's make a plan. I'm like, what?
What's a plan?
What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
Let alone a month.
Harrison likes to leave it open-ended.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be down.
Dude, it's tough, man.
Yeah, you don't like
so
to
many
commit to
people,
that
so
stuff.
many people have talked shit to me about this before Katie too. Even my friends from home, I feel that they've just written me off completely.
They just don't know.
They're
when
like,
you're gonna blow
oh, like,
in.
yeah, they're like, oh, you're here for a minute, no hit up, or whatever. I'm like, oh well, I didn't know what I was doing that day, also. But yeah, it's something I'm working towards being able to make a plan.
One thing that's pretty private, if you care to touch on, is the fact that your mom, for the listeners and viewers that don't know, has MS. And
yes.
Do you want to talk about what that disease is and what it's like dealing with somebody so close and having those struggles? For sure, yeah, that's a big part of my life, and it has been forever, obviously. But my mom has multiple sclerosis, and it's a neurological disorder, and so essentially, you lose. It's different for everybody, but the signals that are being sent in your brain are not being received by where you're trying to send them to. So, for example, for my mom, it started with kind of the left side of her body. So started slowly, she would have bouts of not being able to walk or just being really dizzy and nauseous and shit like that. And then also numbness in her hands and in her feet and stuff like that. And so it can definitely, every case is different, I think. And so for my mom, it's progressed steadily the whole time. And some people have more exacerbations, which is just a period of time when it gets really bad, then they get better, stuff like that. But for my mom, she's kind of, it's really taken away her ability to move. We have 2 caregivers who work for her 24/7, 365. And, yeah, it's definitely it's tough, man. It's a tough situation for everybody, most of all her. I have so much respect for people who are not able-bodied and, get up every day and just live it and have fun and just work through shit that just sucks, basically. There's no way around it that it's just a really tough situation. And so, props to anybody out there has to deal with stuff like that. And, we're all going to see our family members, get sick, and it's part of life. So it's one of those things, What about with COVID? I know you were doing some stuff working with her. Yeah, COVID affected everybody differently, all kinds of different groups of people. And I think for people who were really dependent upon physical therapy or doctor's visits and shit like this, it also really fucked it up because my mom hasn't been able to get physical therapy, this whole time, basically. I mean, she actually she's vaccinated fully, so she's gonna start to pick that up again.
So yeah, kind of stepped in a little bit, just very lightly doing some pool, trying to help like swimming in the pool, like helping her stretch and get a lot of, get any sort of blood flow and just movement and being outside. It's pretty crucial, and you really see how crucial these things are. The older we get, we got to keep doing some shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got to keep moving, huh?
Yeah.
Is your dad still in the picture?
Yeah, my dad's still around. He's with my stepmom, and they're close by, which is cool. But
he's not there.
No, he's not there. Yeah. So and my stepdad's passed away a long time ago. So it's it's tough, but she's so strong, and it's pretty impressive. It's like really, really insane to think about, just the mental capacity that humans have.
How they dig deep and surprise you, huh?
Yeah, to overcome, all anything. It's really
anything put in front of them, huh?
It's really impressive.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but it seems like the way you live your life is you appreciate the moment. You're present. You're not really like rocked by. You're not really upset by things frequently. Does that have any byproduct of like how precious life is and seeing like all the issues seem small when you're dealing with something like your mom being sick or?
For sure. I think so. I mean, it'd be weird, if it didn't. But I'm still on my cell phone and doing that shit too. It's like I'm not any angel, but yeah, I think it does. I think it does because, in the grand scheme of things, when you have other shit going on in your life, then you're like, no big whoop, like didn't land the backflip today or whatever, it's like not as devastating. Not saying I don't get bummed and shit on the normal stuff, but to some degree it is in my mind like, this is just so great. We're so lucky to be doing this shit.
Puts it in perspective, huh?
Yeah. So
props, dude. That's really awesome that you're there for your mom.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. Yeah. I wish our culture was one that kind of planned for things more. Honestly, It definitely is like shined a huge light. I mean, on how not set up we all are for like this phase of life, like whether it's your kid and your parent or your whatever it is, like it's pretty taboo when people are sick or, close to the grave. It's like, there's some major cultural things that I think could be improved. For us all.
Considering everyone's going to deal with it.
Considering it's an inevitable.
Yeah, inevitable part of life.
Yeah.
You notice when we've spent a lot of time in Japan and gone over there, and I've noticed that the very common theme when looking at the families there is that it's like you have the mom and dad or whoever, and then you have the child, and then the grandparent is taking care of the child. And I think that's huge in families to, as parents get older and giving a sense of purpose still in the family. And
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what the changes we need to make are, but certainly something as simple as that.
They seem to have something figured out.
No, totally. So many other a lot of other places in the world have this is not a new thing.
Can we talk about something that I don't think they have figured out over there though?
What's that?
In when they try to, instead of plowing, they spray water on everything. Have you guys seen that?
I don't know. Oh, you're right. I guess I have
when
seen
when
that.
you go to not the northern island, but the main island.
Main island.
When they try to get when there's snow and because it doesn't snow a ton, they just have sprinklers that sprinkle the road to keep the snow from melting.
I mean, I think I've seen that, but the one that comes to mind more than that is when and I think you were there too. We were in Japan and we were watching this dude just go down and like blowtorch the sidewalk,
just
like a
melt
fucking sidewalk. And like you're like, where do you start and where do you begin? This dude was, I mean, it's efficient, but like also like he's like, I've been working for 3 hours and I've got 4 squares of this sidewalk. I don't know where that really lines up. Do you remember that at all?
So they got some stuff dialed. They got room for improvement on others.
Yeah.
We skipped over hot takes, so I think we should get into some hot takes.
Hot takes, son.
True.
Okay, who do you got for MJ of snowboarding?
MJ of snowboarding.
Michael Jordan.
Yep. It's a tough one for me. I would have to. I guess I could say. And so this is all time, obviously.
Yeah. Whoever you want it to be.
Maybe Mark. Maybe Marco.
Mark Frank Montoya?
Yeah.
It's an acceptable answer.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know too much about his story or like how he left snowboarding or anything like that. But from the outside, it sort of seemed like maybe, like he kind of like.
I think his knees kind of hurt.
Oh yeah,
So he bounced out.
Yeah, for me, it was like, oh, he was just done, and like he was like on top. So it's kind of, I don't know. But yeah, maybe Marco.
That's dope. Mark Frank's dope.
What do you think about powder panic?
It's real.
It's definitely
It's
real.
real, and it seems to be a big issue here in Salt Lake with the canyons. I don't know how they're gonna fix that, but can't wait till they do.
But I've heard trains, trams.
Yeah, and for people who don't know, the thing is, like in Utah over the past like 5 years, 6 years, I don't know really when it started to become evident, but it's just like a huge issue getting up the canyon on a powder day.
And progressively worse each season.
And then it also obviously seems that every powder day lines up to be Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, I almost wonder if they're like seeding the clouds, the resort industry.
Yeah. Seeding
the powder days happen on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Except end of the
Jared
season,
Winkler's
nobody
like,
cares.
call it in. It's like, call it in.
Seed the clouds. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
How
know.
does the powder panda deal with
powder panic?
Powder panic.
I think also it's over the years, I've been super fortunate to be around people who have shed light on maybe my lack of promptness or speed. And so I've been able to now get it under control to where my powder panic is pretty minimal, and I'm not the last one in the car every time and stuff like that.
What do you think about Chevy S10s?
Strong truck. I've been rocking the S10 for quite some time.
Ever since I know you.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I had a Ford Ranger before. Oh, yeah. I've only had 2 automobiles. But we'll see. Someday I might have to upgrade to like a nicer ride, but it's working for now, so I'm happy with it.
What about the beaver slap?
So beaver slap, to me, also, I'd never heard that term before.
Mm-hmm.
Before watching the show.
Really?
Yeah. It's definitely not cool. I mean, it's like the total like show off thing to do. Like, everybody look at me in line. I of course have done it. You know, I've got snow on my board.
Sometimes when you have a shitload of snow on your board, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, it's a necessity at times, but you don't want to be like really accentuating the beaver slap unless you really do.
Well, I like that people are sending them out to us. They're doing them, recording them.
Really?
And at the bomb hole.
No
and
way.
They do them for us, and I appreciate that.
We get tagged in some solid, respectable slaps.
We might get tagged in like 10 kids slapping beeve.
Holy shit. Yeah, I was kind of, the first time you said that on air when I was watching, I was like, what is he talking about? What's he going to say right now? I was like, what is this?
It also is probably confusing because the beaver slap, sometimes women's vaginas are referred to as a beaver.
Right.
Is that where your mind was going with that?
I've never heard that.
Initially, when you said that, I was like, what's he about to say? I was
Yeah.
like, is this a moment we're having right now?
Yeah.
Like, what's going to happen?
No, it's like a,
Yeah. No, I know now.
Yeah. Slapping the board on the snow.
Yeah.
So we almost missed it. It's time for Name That Video part. Here we go.
Oh, shit.
All right. I know you've been thinking about this one, Harry.
I have. It's a little bit scary.
What's your confidence?
Crack number 2,
0 through 10.
5. I'm going to say 5.
That's high for this.
I mean,
seat.
Higher than most.
Yeah, I watch videos. But yeah.
Student of the game.
Let's see how you do. You got to know that one.
Now it's tough. Yeah, I mean, I totally know that song, and I could hear
jib noises.
Fuck yeah, I heard jib noises, so that kind of narrows it down. But
I see jib noises.
It's weird, man. I should really know this one. I feel
you definitely should know this one. You're actually like, there's a cameo of your face in this video part.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think I should know.
I have a dead giveaway, and if you don't know this, then you should be ashamed of yourself.
Oh, fuck.
I want to give you one more hint.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, fuck, bro. I mean, it's Jed? Is it Jed?
No.
What?
Jesus.
Fuck.
He's a what?
Fuck.
This is a classic, man.
Dude, I blew it.
I'm not gonna say I'm mad. I'm just a little bit disappointed.
Well, we don't have a cooler anyways.
Damn.
The answer is Frank April Enlightened.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You
That
get a
sucks.
participation award.
Oh, thank you.
And also, for good measure, I just got to let you know this.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Can I open this now?
Yeah, you can. We got Harrison's opening. It's not even a prize pack. It's almost like a disappointed pack.
Oh, this is a prize pack. Are you kidding me?
He's got
I got air fresheners. I got stickers.
Bombhole coffee mug.
Oh, dude. This
Bombhole stickers.
That's my
Bomb.
pro model air freshener, by the way.
Yeah, Stony Bud's Pro model. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
a limited edition Bombhole bucket.
Bucket hat. That's what's up.
All these products are available at bombhole.com.
Dude, Harry's going to look good in a bucket hat.
I feel like you can pull the bucket hat off.
I think I could pull it off. I think I could pull off this whole outfit, maybe.
Yeah, the cheddar biscuits tee.
Dude, we need to get a bucket hat on Justin Benny's head
That is
stat
super
for a
nice.
photo.
Oh, yeah. We should shoot one of Harry, too.
Kid looks good in a bucket.
Yeah, the kid can pull off a bucket.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, he's the man. So, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you for that.
For part 2 of Name That Video Part for the listeners, here we go.
I go on for days and days with rhyme displays that engrave deep as x-rays. I can take a phrase that's rarely heard.
Eric B. and Rakim.
I can get iller than normal.
Somebody used
I'm almost
it
there. I'm
recently.
almost there on that one.
Thank you guys for playing.
Can we take a second to talk about that that spelling bee intro?
Oh, yeah, we can talk about the spelling bee intro.
That was awesome, dude.
That was good.
I'm already reminiscing about how sweet that was.
Thank you. I hit up.
Thank you, Hava.
For the listeners, yeah, we hit up Hava Fernandez, and then the other soundbite. I don't want anybody freaking out there. I don't want anybody losing their composure. Is Will Ferrell?
Will Ferrell.
In Old School, and he starts banging the metal chairs on the lockers. It's after he just caught on fire in the school mascot outfit.
That was great work.
Yeah, maybe
Very good.
Should we make? We'll maybe the listeners can give us some feedback if we should make the spelling bee like a weekly thing.
I want to hit you with some words.
Oh yeah, I got this.
Are you good?
Oh yeah.
You're good spelling?
Oh yeah. Decent.
It seemed like the words you chose were kind of all related a little bit.
Yeah, they
too.
were kind of
Yes,
related.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny in school, A+ writer, creative writer.
I believe that.
D speller,
Okay.
which is interesting.
The
Creative
thing
side of the
is-
brain.
Yeah, and as we know, we've kind of fixed that problem with
Autocorrect.
yeah,
Now I don't
spell
have to try.
check and autocorrect. So
You can even just ask Siri how to spell stuff if you want, you know,
that's right. We don't have to think anymore.
anymore.
Yeah, it's good for me actually. So.
It's good for
Well,
me, too.
Harrison's also a writer. I don't know if you knew this.
Ah.
He's written many a story.
Yeah,
mag story.
Yeah, I've written some stories for the mags over the years.
Oh, me too. I've written tons.
Yeah, I know you have. I've read tons
Have you?
from you. Yes.
I'll have to read some of yours.
Yeah, I don't know if you. Yeah, you should.
I will.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy that too. I think Bridges actually hit me up a long time ago to do it, and I don't really know why. That's the thing.
He can spot someone.
Yeah, I guess
to
so.
use words and.
Who wrote the Finland trip we were all on that a couple years ago?
I think I might have.
I think you did.
I thought Harrison was supposed to write that.
I think I wrote it for like the web or something. There was like maybe like
I just do what Bridges tells me on those things.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that one you wrote it, but then I think I wrote something for the web about
For the
it.
web.
Yeah. The World Wide Web. If you didn't know.
Maybe Harrison didn't make the deadline, so they hit me up last minute. I don't know because I remember you were supposed to write it.
I kind of remember that too, but I think from my perspective, they were like, "Oh, Eaststone's doing it," and I was like, "Cool." I was like, "Good. I don't have to stress about that."
And fun fact, it pays to write.
Yeah, it can
You
definitely
can get
pay.
like $700 to a G.
Yeah, I've I've done some blurbs over the years for sure, and yeah, it's fun.
Features will pay up.
Yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's it's good to sit and write sometimes.
I'm gonna hit you with a Patreon question that is gonna make you think. It's kind of a think tank question here.
Okay.
From Justin Caffiero.
Nice.
Can you talk about how the general job description of being a pro snowboarder has changed over the years, and what your thoughts are on the current state of being a professional snowboarder?
Totally.
Great question.
Yeah, great question from Calf. And he's a homie as well, I believe. And I guess over the years things have definitely changed because of the internet. We've seen it go from DVD to Instagram, and there's I think there's some middle ground there because people are still filming straight up video parts. People will always still be making homie videos and making really fun to watch projects. But yeah, we've also seen, people transition into like other things, and Instagram is pretty prevalent for that. We've got a lot of, for me, nothing's really changed. I guess like less focus a little bit on like street riding and stuff like that. But in general, I kind of just wonder about kids. Like I wonder about the generations who are younger than us that are coming up in snowboarding. And I'm wondering what's their ultimate goal, or like what are they looking at for sick shit, Like,
and they're probably not going to form a crew and go make a video together.
Yeah, like that's, I guess, part of me. I've been wondering that too. I'm like, so like, what does, someone like Zeb Powell, for example, who's like this ultra talented kid, like, does he even care about a video part, or is he like super just stoked to just do what he's doing, which is super awesome too,
and working for him?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, oh, he just shreds and films and puts it on Instagram, or maybe it's, a project specific edit. But, I'm just wondering where we'll see those guys go. Or even like Miles Falcon, too. It's like, what does he want to do? I have no clue.
Miles Fallon?
Miles Fallon. That's what I said.
Sounded like you said Falcon.
It sounded like, I think that's his Instagram
handle. I said
handle,
Falcon.
Right?
Is it?
I think so.
I hope so. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good topic.
What are these kids going to do?
I mean, I think they're all looking at Instagram and TikTok, and they don't give a shit about the video part.
I do think that Burton was trying to get some of those kids in the streets and traveling around. So maybe it's going to be up to the brands to fund these projects, send these kids on their way.
Yeah, and
get them all together.
To me, it's like I just wonder. I'm like, what do they think is cool? Like, are they like, video parts are super lame?
Do you think they think they're lame?
I don't know. Probably depends.
It would suck if we never got to see what Zeb Powell's potential fully is.
I mean, he filmed half a part for the 32 video last year.
Yeah.
So he's
that's right.
He's out there in the streets. He's doing
way.
it. He's not.
Yeah.
And I think he wants to. I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but I'd imagine that's the next step. And when you're that good, it's so easy for these guys to get clips. It's ridiculous.
It is a lot easier for these kids to get.
You know what I'm saying?
In their mind, they're just pre-programmed. They already know someone can do it, so they can do it, and then they're on to the next thing. And
there's almost like that phase of like invincibleness before like that.
Before you hit a certain age.
At a certain age, sometimes you see somebody between like 16 and 22.
Yeah.
Where you're just on this wave
Invincible.
where you can do fucking anything until you've like broken your leg or had some like
or seen something gnarly happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I think you're right. It's that invincibility phase.
Listen, we need to talk about Wild Mikes. The fact is, they are a sponsor, and you signed a contract guaranteeing them certain concessions, one of them being spot on the show.
Well, that's where I see things just a little differently. Contract or no, I will not bow to any sponsor.
I'm sorry you feel that way, but basically, it's the nature of the beast.
Maybe I'm wrong on this one, but for me, the beast doesn't include selling out. Stoney, you know what I'm talking about, right?
It's like people only do things because they get paid. And that's just really sad.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's giving me a headache.
Here. Drink one of these.
The Bomb Hole. Banter. Edgy. Cheddar biscuits.
Look, you can stay here in the big leagues and play by their rules, or you can go back to the farm club. It's your choice.
Yes. And it's the choice of a bomb hole generation.
So, Harrison, let's talk a little bit about this board back here and just your general setup, how you do your angles, what kind of flex you like, what boards you like.
This right here, Salomon Dancehall 152. I got the Quantum bindings. These things are carbon fiber. Very, very expensive. Very, very high end. I also ride the Salomon Malamute, which is the stiffest boot that they make. For me, the best combination of things is kind of a stiff boot and binding with a medium flex board. I find that works best for me because, we've kind of talked about it, a little lazy and, having that stiffer stuff down there, I find that I can just sort of bend my knees and get away with it. You know what I mean?
As opposed to?
I don't know. As opposed to like working super hard. Like, I just feel like with stiffer boots, a lot of shit's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easier to land on jumps.
Yeah, easier to land on jumps and like.
It's almost like a brace, if you will. If you have knee braces, ankle braces, it's like kind of, as opposed to a soft boot, is much more room for movement.
Yeah, I used to rock soft boots, I think, as a kid, and then I just gradually started to enjoy stiffer products.
What about on the high back you're binding? Do you rock any forward lean?
Yeah, high backs, I'm definitely rocking some forward lean. I'm also kind of with the Shadow Fit technology, which is the softer heel cup, I rotate my high backs as well. So there's sort of
that's pretty tacked.
Yeah, fine mix. Yeah, I've always been rotating my high backs and everything.
A lot of people don't do that. That's tight.
They're parallel with your heel edge.
Yeah. It's kind of it's an important thing for me, actually. But yeah,
I can't even see the forward lean adjuster on those things.
It's on the
side.
That's
it's on the side. It's kind of a one. You got to like find the right point where it's
where it feels
where it
right.
works for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but I also I ride like all the boards.
What about the angles?
And angles, I'm pretty sure front I'm around 15 to 18 depending upon terrain. And then the back I'm rocking probably -3, maybe -3 to -6, also terrain dependent.
That's about what I run.
And then I'm also around like 21.5 inches wide, I believe, and that can also fluctuate. I feel like for me, I kind of hate changing boards, and so it would be better if I really, really knew my stance. But that's pretty much it.
You do anything like tuning wise, edge wise?
Tuning wise, if I'm looking to hit the park, I'll definitely take off some of the edge, but besides that, not really. I mean, yeah, if I was setting up to go to a kink rail, I would file where I'd be sliding through, probably.
Do you wax a lot?
I like to wax. Yeah, I think that's another thing over the years. You realize that if you're nice to your board, it'll be nice to you back.
Pays you back, huh?
Yeah, you want to kind of keep that thing as in best shape as you can, which is sometimes harder. If you're hitting the streets, then you're going to fuck your board up. You got to kind of choose spots that maybe won't. I don't know. It's up to you.
Now, this year you film for the Salomon Snowboard project that comes out next fall. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we came together in this year of COVID, and we've been filming a little bit. It's mostly myself, Emma Crosby, Zach Hale, Riley Nickerson, Desiree. We got Pat Fava in the mix. We got some stuff with Bodie. We're working with a lot of like who we have, I guess, in the U.S. that we can film with, and then I know that the Canadian homies are also working on something similar, and then also the European dudes are doing something as well. So, kind of interested to see if they all fit together or how it's gonna work out. But it's been fun, you know. Like I said before, I kind of wasn't sure if we were going to have a winter at all. So anything that we've been doing, like all the trips, it's like, it's been good, you know.
I have a special request from Tucker, our shipping guy here at the Bomb Hole. He was very fascinated about you during the Team Thunder days back in the day.
Wow.
So let's talk about those Team Thunder videos.
I love it. Yeah. Early on, my first experience filming with people was with the Team Thunder dudes, and that was a Salt Lake City-based crew out of here. It was like Will Tuddenham.
Kind of like Junior Bacon Kids now.
Straight up. It was an extension of Kids Know and of Love Hate. It was like fully influenced by that, and which I was too, for sure. You know, I was obviously just as inspired by all those videos as everybody else. I never had a pea coat, but you know, they were around, and yeah, Team Thunder was sick. Those guys, they opened up to me like with open arms, and they were just super friendly. I think a lot of them, you know, they're Jack Mormons, and
they were Jack Mormons, huh?
and like so it was sick. I don't know, They let me film with them basically, and
that's where one of your more famous nicknames came from.
Yes.
Which one?
Yes.
Harrison Gore-Tex.
Yes, and that all spawned because
he was wearing Gore-Tex jackets out in the streets.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was at the Rail Gardens and I had on a jacket, and I think these guys were like, "What are you doing?" You know, and I was like, "It's snowing." But yeah,
people
Still,
nothing like your friends making fun of you for wearing a jacket while it's snowing.
That's harsh jokes right there.
Yeah,
that's the type of harsh critics that you find.
Harsh critics.
Yeah,
wearing a jacket in the streets.
Yeah, I mean they kind of had their shit more dialed than me a little bit, wise, I guess, at that point. So I get it, you know. But yeah, those guys were super good snowboarders and everything. So yeah, it was a treat to be hanging with the Team Thunder bros, especially you know, Cody Comrie and all these guys, Ben Gustafson, like they're all OGs to me.
Before we get out of here, we've been chatting for a while. Do you have anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, long list of thank yous out there for sure. You know, my parents and all my friends at home and in snowboarding, and we got, you know, Kevin Stevenson at Salomon, and everybody there, actually, all the people in Europe too, and then we got the Monster crew, we got Ashbury, Val Surf is a big one. It's the board shop I've been riding for. They've been around since 1962, so that's some street cred for me. And them. And yeah, just, you know, you guys for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm a big fan. I appreciate the work that you guys put into this. You know, it's cool to see consistent snowboard media that's high end, you know, on the higher end of things. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Glad you think that this high end. Appreciate that a lot.
Yeah.
Let's get these tripods taped up then.
Yeah, I'll
get
tape
up to high end.
Yeah, I'll tape where the cameras are supposed to go for you guys.
The powder panda is about to be our new production assistant.
Assistant.
Harrison,
Or
we're
manager.
looking for an intern if you are interested.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm down.
College credit or anything.
For sure.
You're
Yeah.
probably going to migrate back to Canada pretty soon, though, huh?
I'm going back to Southern California.
Southern California.
For the summer, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And will the wife come down?
Yeah, she's coming down. I'm excited. I'm going to go check out Oregon for a little bit, hit up the Holy Bowly.
You're hitting Holy Bowly.
Hitting Holy Bowly, and then we're going to cruise down to Mammoth. Looks like maybe the three of us will be hanging out there. So I'm excited for that.
So that's like Monday, huh?
Woo.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show. It's been a pleasure having Harrison Gore-Tex on, the Powder Panda.
Thank you, Chris.
Gordie
And
Howe.
thank you, Eastone. Yeah. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening, watching, tuning in every week. We will see you next week. Over and out from the bomb hole.